Yes, good morning students. You are welcome back again in Sanjeevani Mahavidyalaya Chapoli. One more good news I want to tell you, and very beneficial for us. Our college got a permission to run MSc Physics from this academic year. If any your friends, relatives are there, let them know that we are running MSc Physics first year from this academic year. Thank you. Now let's discuss again the output characteristics of a transistor in detail. Output characteristics. The output characteristics describe the relation between output current IC and the voltage, output voltage VCE. In short, already I have told you, collector current and collector emitter voltage. In common emitter configuration, you know VCE is output, collector voltage is output voltage, and collector current is what? Output current. First of all, again we draw horizontal line, vertical line representing x-axis and y-axis. The horizontal line, you know, x-axis, horizontal line and y-axis, vertical line, they are x-axis and y-axis respectively. The output current, collector current, output current, or we say collector current, is taken along y-axis as it is independent quantity, whereas the voltage, output voltage VCE is taken along x-axis. To determine the output characteristics, the input current or base current IB is kept constant at 0 microampere. In previous case, in input characteristics, what we have kept constant? Output voltage VCE. VCE is what kept constant. Now here what we have to vary and what we have to keep constant. Here we have to vary VCE, and what is the variation in output current, that is to be recorded, provided that input voltage or input current is to be kept constant, that is VBE is taken as what? Constant. Initially let's put the input current or input voltage is 0, that is 0 microampere input current, and the output voltage VCE is increased from 0 volt to onwards for different voltage levels. For each level of the output voltage, one should note the corresponding output current IC. Output current IC is recorded with the corresponding values of collector emitter voltage, and the curve is to be drawn with the help of recorded readings, and that curve is to be drawn like this and it appears like this. Now carefully we have to again see, this is x-axis. What is taken along x-axis? Output voltage. As we are studying output characteristics of a transistor, so along x-axis what we take? Output voltage, and along y-axis what we take? Output current only. Output characteristics, name itself says that we have to take two factors. We have to draw the graph, or we have to draw curve between output terms, that is output voltage and output current. Only thing is that along y-axis we have taken what? Collector current, and it is taken milliampere. Remember, it is more as compared to base current. So base current we have seen in last characteristics, that is input characteristics, that is it was in microampere. Now here it is taken what? Milliampere. It shows that surely IC is greater than IB. Are you agree? Here VCA along x-axis, current, collector current along y-axis, and here you see what is shown here. Whenever collector, input current is 0, we are varying the input and keeping constant. Here also what? There is a variation in collector current. You see, if base current is raised to 120 microampere, then collector current is also going to increase. Yes or no? Now let's see. Now you have observed this graph. Now we discuss this graph in detail. A curve is drawn between the collector current IC and collector voltage VCE at constant input voltage or input current. When the base current or input current IB is 0, the transistor operates in cutoff region. In this region, both junctions are reverse biased. Both junctions are reverse biased when your base current is 0. And you know, in reverse bias, no diode conducts. That's why we cannot obtain the output in case of what? Reverse bias. Got it? Then now next input increased from 0 to 20 microampere. Input is increased from 0 to 20 microampere. Then what happens? This collector current is also going to increase. VC is increased from 0 volt to different voltage levels. For each voltage level, the output voltage VCE, the corresponding collector current is recorded. A curve is drawn between the output current IC and the output voltage VCE at constant input current IB for 20 microampere. This region is active region, known as active region, and whenever IB was 0, that is said to be what? What was the region? Cutoff region. Here IC is curve between IC and VCE at IB is equals to 20 microampere. This is said to be what? Active region of the transistor. In this region, the emitter base junction is forward bias and the collector base junction is reverse bias. These steps are repeated for higher fixed values of input current IB. For example, IB is equals to 1 has to take after 20, 30 you take, 40 you take, 50 you take, 60 you take, 80 microampere, 90 microampere, 100 microampere, and 120 microampere, and so on. By taking such a different constant values of IB, if we plot such a curve, then one can know, or one can say from this graph, or we can analyze the graph, and we can conclude that for the higher values of base current, there is a what? Improvement in the collector current with the variation of what? The collector voltage. Yes, in this way, steps are recorded for higher fixed input currents IB 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, and so on, and we obtain different values of IC for the corresponding VCE. When output voltage VC is reduced to a small value 0.2 volt, then the collector base junction becomes forward biased. This is because the output voltage VC has less effect on the collector base junction than the input voltage VB. As we know that the emitter base junction is already forward biased, therefore when both the junctions are forward biased, the transistor operates in saturation region. In this region, a small increase in output voltage. Remember, in saturation region, a small increase in output voltage VCE, there will be the rapidly increase in output current IC. Got it? This we have to study, and this is nothing but the what? Output characteristics of a transistor. Now what are the, here you see, here there is a rapid improvement in the collector current by small change in what? the VC. So in this way, this curve shows the output characteristics of a transistor whenever it is in common emitter configuration. Here, this region is said to be what? Saturation region. This is said to be what? Active region. And this one is said to be what? Cutoff region. In cutoff region already we have seen what? Both the diodes are in reverse bias. I mean emitter diode as well as collector diode. That's why they didn't conduct and we cannot obtain the output current by varying the VCRs. So in saturation region, remember, minor change in VC causes rapid change in collector current, that is output current in milliamperes. So in this way, we have seen in details about the output characteristics of a transistor in common emitter configuration. So in case of this output characteristics, here VBE is to be kept constant and VCE is to be varied. And one has to note collector current, one has to record the collector current like this. And remember, in case of NPN transistor, directions of the current, base current, emitter current and IC collector current are in this way. And then surely you may know that there is a relation between IB, IC and IE. So depending upon these values, we are going to discuss in next lecture the various parameters of a transistor. The parameters of a transistor, like gain of a transistor, voltage gain, current gain, and different, that is input resistance, dynamic input resistance, dynamic output resistance. These parameters we are going to discuss in next lecture. This is current gain also. It is denoted by what? Alpha. So in remaining matter of, I mean the parameters of a transistor, we shall discuss in next lecture in detail. Thank you.